Hey, everybody. Good evening, everybody. It's a cup of JoJo. Starting a little later today, but I wanted to get something in. You see in the thumbnail, it says "Leave Mike Franzese alone," and that'll be the last time I'm using his name in a thumbnail. Go get your coffee. Like I said before, you could ride that wave long enough, and it's easy to draw subscribers and get views and stuff like that using his name. But I watched his video the other day with him and this guy. I think his name was Jeffrey Lawton. He was a genius, robbing jewelry stores and stole millions of dollars robbing jewelry and everything. And they had a real good interview. And I'm watching, and so I criticized Mike Franzese on certain things about what I thought to be factual and everything else. And the FBI is so manipulative that you don't know what to believe. And I might have said some negative things about Mike Franzese. And yeah, it bothers me that I should be smarter to take things with a grain of salt. And then, the FBI record isn't even, it might be incorrect. The FBI, secondhand people in the streets talking about this and that might be incorrect. But I'll say, out of all the characters and personalities that were running around in that life, I would say Mike Franzese is the most honorable human. Forget about mafia life. He's the most honorable human being. And put all that world aside, he's a good man. Here comes the sun. So I wanted to put something down like that because stories and things get twisted. And as far as Sammy the Bull goes, he's a rodent of rodents. He dealt in the streets that way. He is whatever he's spewing, that they got him propped up in a chair. They got him reading off a prompter. And Mike Franzese still has class. They had that sit down thing with Vlad and all that, and they were MFing each other. But he's man enough outside of that to say, hey, whatever he did, he did. Mike Franzese isn't interested in throwing stones, and just a human being a human. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And that time I was running around back then is such a confusing, turbulent time. And I could only pick up certain things, and I don't know the true facts. The bosses don't know the true facts about what's going on with their crews. How's an outsider that's just barely looking in gonna know what's real? So yeah, the comment, the default is, well, it's entertaining on YouTube, but people should be legitimately trying to tell the truth. If you want to just, everybody's bashing Mike Franzese, and he don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. And I was using his name in my thumbnails, and I was talking crap about certain things. And for what? For what? I don't want to do that. How's it going, Leon? So I'm not going to piggyback Mike Franzese's name in any more of my videos. If his name comes up during a story or something, yeah, but I'm not going to, wherever my channel goes, it goes. But person to person, man to man, I ain't going to use him like that. If I can't have a good channel on my own merits without piggybacking something, then my channel is going to be what it is. If I can't do it, my chops, then I'll accept what happens. But I'm not going to use Mike Franzese and Sammy the Bull to get 1,000 views. No. I would like to bash Sammy the Bull because just in the light of things and some things I think are true, they might be false. Some things I think are false might be true. So I'm not going to speculate on a cup of JoJo. I'm not going to speculate and talk out of my ass because it left a sour taste in my mouth. And Mike Franzese is a good man. And he talks about the destruction of that life and what happened with his family and everything, you know. He's not glamorizing that crap, you know. The mafia stuff should never be glamorized. It never should be glamorized. I've seen widows and children approach whoever, we're so-and-so, what happened. I seen some people, you know, you don't see that on YouTube. You don't see all that. It shouldn't be glamorized. No, it's a dirty, it's an evil life. It's an evil life. And I'm not putting Mike Franzese in any more thumbnails for views. Maybe to talk positive about him. But that's all there is to it. Because it's not right. I don't need to operate like that. I never operated like that in my life. But I got subscriber crazy and view crazy. And let me just piggyback his name. And then information I think that's true is false and stuff. I don't operate on speculation. I don't care if it takes me however long to get one more subscriber. I'm not doing it. I'll tell stories about other types of things. If viewers are interested, they're interested. But I'm not going there. I'm not going there. And there's a lot of people that are dead. Let the dead rest. Families that grieved, families that been through it all. People don't understand. Oh, so-and-so got whacked and they found him in the river and they found him in the trunk and everything. Well, there's a grieving family behind that. There's children that lost their father. There's parents that lost a child. There's friends that lost a friend. No, it's just tell these blood and guts stories, and yeah, you'll get 1 million views on YouTube, but I'm not rolling like that. I'm not rolling like that. I'm not going to whore myself out for nothing. And right when I come to this realization, you know, I hear some, information, quote unquote information that might be real good content for that. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. Who cares? Who cares? You know, it's August 30th, 2022. What are we going to do today? We want to be entertained, but what are we going to do today besides entertainment to rise ourselves up with enlightenment? What are we going to do? You know, what are we going to do to make us exciting on any level? What are we going to do to make ourselves prosperous on any level? What's going to make us better in relationships on any level? That's what I'm interested in. That's all. If I was going to bash, I'd bash Sammy the Bull Gravano, because everything he says on his channel is bullcrap. Everything. There's so much information behind the scenes and the FBI and the coffers and the 301, 302. Who wants to sort all that out just to say Sammy the Bull's this or that? I ain't wasting my time, my energy, my mind, or anything on any of that. None of it. None of it. My next video is going to be about a guy. Jeff Lawton, that he was a jewel robber, and he was a genius, and tell a little bit about his story. And he had Irish blood in him. He wasn't made into a family, but he was connected to a couple families, and they had a big fence for whatever he would rob. He robbed, you know, some say over $140 million in his career, and never got caught on those charges. He got caught on other charges, but that might be an interesting story. Or an interesting story, whatever I could find to keep a viewer in there or a subscriber, whatever. But this is not a gangster channel, no. And I'm not going to whore myself out to get views and subscribers on this. I'm not doing that to Mike Franzese. He's a good man, and there's so many YouTube channels coming up, and they're all, trying to be the experts on Mike Franzese and everything else. I was around here and there, did a couple things, and I don't know what, I still can't figure it out. And I'm not going to lie and say, well, whatever, because I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. So, I just wanted to put this out real quick. I saw him do an interview, and he's just a nice guy. I can't, no one wants to see videos about nice things, saying nice things about nice people. People want to see content, MFing people and throwing stones at people, and people get off on that. They want to hear the dirty laundry, and that's what people want. Sadly, that's what people want. But I'm gonna provide content, and if it keeps people in there watching me, it does. If it doesn't, that's life. That's life. But I'm not gonna whore myself to piggyback this guy. No. And I'm just a little fly on the wall. I'm nobody. And I could use his name and tell stories till I'm blue in the face, and I'm still not going to rise my channel up to any really monumental level. So I do it. With that being said, also, I'm not going to do that. I'm just a little channel. I got my cool subscribers, and I hope they'll still watch me with other types of stories or current events and food for thought. I might do another Sammy the Bull. Hey, Jemmy, how's it going? Is my connection good? It just said I was having problems. So yeah, Jimmy, I'm not doing no more of Mike Franzese and all of that stuff. He's a good man. He's in his 70s. I'm not piggybacking him for views and subscribers. I'm good. My connection is in and out. I can't win. Oh, man. Spectrum. Suffering succotash. So, yeah, I wanted to do a quick video. Yeah, I'm not talking, and I'm done talking about the FBI and all that. I don't need all that. The FBI is so powerful, and I ain't MFing them. That's a wrap. Whatever subscribers I get, I get. Whatever views I get, I get. I'll talk about different topics and stuff like that. I don't want that. This is just a small little channel. I'm not going down that. Mike Franzese, he's a Christian, and he's a true Christian, and that's good. And he's a good human. Forget about gangs, all that stuff. Guy, just a human being, a nice human being. And everybody's bashing. I throw stones, and I don't really know the true record by thinking I saw something or somebody told me. It's all gibberish. It's not factual. Everything I said about Mike Franzese could be wrong. Okay? So that's why I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm done. I ain't that guy. These other channels want to bash him till kingdom come. Their channels aren't going to rise up that high anyways. I'm good enough. I'm good enough to do whatever content and build my channel. I'm going to at least look at it from that standpoint. Win or lose. Win or lose. Be confident in myself, just like you're confident, James and Leon. I'm not piggybacking, talking about this, the FBI and all that. But what I need all that for? No. For views and subscribers. Wherever my channel goes, it goes. That's fine. I enjoy life. I have fun. I rock and roll every day. So I had an epiphany, and that's that. And I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, we're having it here too. I could never get a video out straight through without technical bullcrap. So like whatever happens, happens. I'm pleased to have 70 subscribers when it took 3 months to get 6. And I'm pleased for the people that come, boom, boom, boom. That's nice. But I'm not doing it. This ain't a gangster channel, and I'm not doing it. We talk about current events. We talk about sports. We could talk about anything. If people have suggestions, it's an open mic. But I feel bad for some of the bashing I did. I don't feel bad about bashing Sammy the Bull, but Mike Franzese, yeah, I feel bad. He's a good man, a good Christian man. Everybody like me running around trying to bash. Oh, he's lying. He's telling the truth. He's lying. Who cares? I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I ain't doing that no more. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. If I'm not good enough to be entertaining and informative or knowledgeable or whatever to rise a channel up, then I don't have it. Then I don't have it. That's life. Life goes on. I still have fun in my life. So that's that. I'm going to throw this devotion in. And I'm happy I got a video in. And I'm glad I got that off my chest. Because I'm not doing that. I'm not going to whore myself out for subscribers. No. I could only go so high doing that anyways. I could only rise so high anyhow. So that's that. I still have a good, fun life. You know, this is a hobby, and I like to tell stories, but I do like the spiritual stuff. That might be all I have left when the smoke clears is the spiritual aspect of my channel. That's all right with me. August 30th, Jesus Calling, 1 daily devotion for every day of the year. You folks know how we do it. There is no place so desolate that you cannot find me there. When Hagar fled from her mistress, Sarah, into the wilderness, she thought she was alone and forsaken. But Hagar accounted me in that desolate place. So whenever you're alone and isolated in a desolate desert, you could find Jesus God there. There she addressed me as the living one who sees me. Through that encounter with my presence, she gained courage to return to her mistress. No set of circumstances could ever isolate you from my love and presence. So no matter what's going on, you can't dodge. If you open a door to your spiritual world, however that's defined, then it can transpire. Not only do I see you always, I see you as a redeemed saint. A saint? I don't know. Gloriously radiant in my righteousness. That is why I take great delight in you and rejoice over you with singing. All right, that's cool. I don't know about being a saint, but I'll try my best. Okay. So there it is, Jimmy, Leon. That's how I'm doing it. And whatever content I come up with, I come up with. Look at my studio. I got lights over here. This is crazy. Bing, bang, boom. It's a shoestring. It's a wonder how I got 70 subscribers. All right, Jimmy, I love you, buddy. So that's that. Thank you so much, folks, that might catch my video on purpose, by accident, however you come across me. Check out my other videos. A lot of different stories in there. So that's that. And I just do these every day, Prickner. So thank you, my subscribers. Like, share, comment, subscribe. 2 cartwheels, a backflip, and a cup of coffee, and we'll be doing all right. Okay? With that being said, here it comes. Oh, the gas pipe. Yeah. Everybody's heard about that gas pipe. Treacherous. He's not a legend. Probably everything you heard about him is he was so treacherous that they even the serial killers they're usually not apprehensive about other stuff. I heard secondary old men later on, and who would never admit to fearing anybody, but gas pipe was a breed of his own. And there's no speculation about truth or false when it comes to him, Joe. So yeah, I was saying earlier, buddy, that I do a lot of the stories about mafia, Mike Franzese, and all this. I'm not going to piggyback Mike anymore. Yeah, they should make a movie about him. That's for sure. There's probably about 50 great gangster movies that could be produced, especially in this day and age when the world has just an appetite for mafia stories. I mean, geez. But I'm going to lean away from a lot of the stories. And if I say anything about Mike Franzese anymore, it's going to be good. And Sammy the Bull, I don't even care to bring his name up in my videos anymore. In a thumbnail, I don't care about getting views. I don't care. I'm not going to whore myself out like that. No. I was saying earlier, Joe, I was saying earlier that you go through 20 years, 30 years later after the fact, and in reflection, and you think that what you perceive as fact, what you perceive as lies. And I can honestly admit that what I might have been viewing back then in a crazy, stressful time as being factual or fiction could be wrong, just like everybody else on their channels. But I know the people want to hear about whatever kind of stuff. I might bring up my godfather, do a story with my godfather, who was a strong arm for families. And at least I'm not isolating a personality. Sammy the Bull, I'm done with him. Mike Franzese, if I got anything to say, it's going to be something positive. But I'm going to dwindle down on those stories. I shouldn't be talking about the FBI. I mean, it shouldn't be I'm not going there anymore with no FBI. No, I'm not going there. Yeah, well, and a lot of these people had wives and children, and mothers and brothers and sisters, and they got affected tremendously about their that man, whoever, whatever guy being in that life. You know, they don't want to talk about going riding upstate to go to the prison with the kids and visiting, and they don't bother with the 4-year-old saying, "Where's daddy?" Well, you know, it's not glamorized. It's not glamorized. Mafia shouldn't be glamorized. Social media glamorizes it. Hollywood glamorizes it. It's entertaining. Yeah. Well, you see what this last time I speak about the feds, because the feds would produce document like to say that that was fact and bluff a guy and try to leverage a guy and just create these scenarios. And then the other guy's going, geez, well, what about whatever? And it even got some people killed when they're playing their cute little games, you know, pulling strings on people like puppets. I'm not talking about any of that anymore. No, I'm not. I'm not going there anymore. No, that ain't going good. Don't mess with the FBI. I don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah. Yeah, you're from overseas, London, England. Thank you, bro. And the world has an appetite for these stories. Yes. And I like reminiscing and telling stories. Like my buddy, if we're driving to the track or something and we come across a topic, and I think he's getting sick of hearing my stories. He's getting sick of it. Let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about the NFL. Let's talk about anything else. Maybe not politics, because I'm not going there, but any subject matter. But I'm going to evolve my channel, morph my channel into current events, food for thought, whatever we want to throw around, we throw around. And wherever it goes, it goes. I'm not going to have a huge channel. I'm not going to have a huge channel. I'm not ever going to be monetized. And maybe I'm just lonely. I need someone to talk to. Okay. Yeah. Everybody's got a big appetite for the blood and guts. And another thing that should be stressed, that even the most chiseled serial killer, enforcer, strong arm that perpetrated those blood and guts, they get PD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, whatever, PTSD. They get later on. Some are just animals. Some are just animalistic, and it's just what. But then some that have half a soul. Some, I've talked to some of them. Some close to me, and some not close to me. And when you're after years and you're out of it, you're slowly processing that. You can't turn it on and off like a switch. So you're slowly processing these events. You might be thinking about them. You might even be having nightmares about them. And you just can't, some people just can't say, well, I'm done with that life and that's over. And then you lead a brand new life. No, that stuff is still in your psyche. It's still in your DNA. When you watch the Iceman's videos, Joe, and how nonchalantly he talks about when he was killing. So what did you do? Well, I gave him a shot. Well, what was in the shot? Death and sodium pentanol or whatever that is. Boom. And there were people running around using that they'll never know. They just think the person had a heart attack. Yeah. Right, man. Said, what was in the shot, Iceman? He said, a heart attack. Check out Roy DeMeo's childhood. Very interesting. Thank you for Lorenzo. Thank you for the advice. I'm trying to quit, but I'm 60. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I haven't had a cigarette all day, so I saved it for the video because I'm a little nervous. And as far as my image goes, you could watch me with a cigarette. I don't mean to be blunt, Lorenzo. You could watch me with a cigarette, and if it makes you run away, God bless you. Okay? Thank you if you're concerned about my health and my image, but I'm me, bro. I'm 59. You know, don't worry about my image, okay? You said please smoke less. Why? Not for my health, but for my image? I'm not worried about my image, bro. So if you take offense to that, step off. God bless you. Have a good life. Okay? Image. Well, thanks just the same, Lorenzo. Okay? Are you perfect, bro? If you're not, I got some spiritual devotions that might help you out. So I read one earlier. Okay? What's that? I'm spiritual. Does that help my image? Can I get your approval? Can you validate me? I don't want to go off on tangents and everything. This is YouTube, social media, and everything. Don't worry about my image. I'm GQ, bro. I'm the cover of magazines. Don't worry about my image, okay? I'm superficial. I'm tall, dark, and handsome. At least my mother told me that. Right there. God bless you, mama. Thanks, brother. See, that's constructive dialogue. Thank you, bro. There's so much hate and aggravation going around in the world, you know? Now, Lorenzo's the kind of guy that might be on social media that would come right back and start bashing and boom, and then draw me into a skirmish, and then it just gets off track. But that's beautiful and positive. See, that's a man. That's a man. That's a man. Hey, Joe, you'll get those women. They're not going to run. They're not going to run. They're not going to run. That's all. You know, we all want to be attractive. We all want, if we're single, how do we get a partner? How do we get a spouse? And all you can do is be yourself. You know, that's all. Just be yourself. We may win or lose, but if you still have yourself intact, whether you win or lose, on whatever levels, if you still got your spirit and your soul, you're still a winner. You're still a winner. I'm 60 years old, and women my age, I don't go out and try to pursue women and all this and that, but they're just not interested, Joe. You could be Rudolph Valentino, whatever, And some guys are in healthy relationships and they have spouses and stuff, and that's all beautiful. Some not. But it's nice to have a confidant. I hear you. Yeah. But don't ever let it get you down, Joe. No. Uh-uh. You know, I was on Facebook. I did videos to love and be loved and what that means and everything. And that dynamic. And as emotional creatures, how much credence do we put in that? You know, to know that you're loved. And then you are capable of loving in return. And as emotional creatures and, you know, sociable creatures, we try to find that ideal situation. But if we don't find that ideal situation, what kind of stressors or feelings will that do to a person? And however they process it is unique to each one. But I'm just saying, don't let it psychologically depress you, whoever you are, or Joe, you know. You want to help me out over here? I need a date. Come on. Yep. And uh, there's my family, my niece, my mother, my grandfather, my daughter. They love me. So if I can't get love from a spouse or find a woman, I still, you know, that's love on a different level. But, you know, I'm at the point in my life where I really don't need to be loved by another woman right now. I'm different. Everybody's different. Some people put a lot of credence into that. And that's what I'm talking about, Joe. You know, the world is the world. And whatever we're looking to get out of the world and we can't find it or receive it from the world, have your faith. We're going to die someday. And whatever you believe in happens after that. Well, so you can't trip on all that all the time. You got to focus or just reset your mind to something else, because then you're going to have an ulcer. Hey, Tony, I can't, you know, I asked this girl for a date. She shut me down. Oh, what am I going to do? Well, that's life. That's life. You're going to find a woman when you least expect it. That's what's going to happen. I'll make a prophetic statement right now. Because this is a cup of JoJo the Psychic channel. But you can't lose when you have your faith. I've lived, I've died, I've came back to life. I've seen A to Z. If there's some kind of heaven or kingdom or something in some shape, form, or whatever, if I can get that done, I'm cool. That's my grandfather, my mother's father. That's my mother in Hollywood at 18 years old up there. That's my niece. What is that behind me? The 10 Commandments. I'm blocking off the 10 Commandments. And that's my daughter, 33 years old. She teaches English in South Korea. So I'm a father of one child. And she says, I love you, Daddy. I'm the richest man in the world. Don't care about a junky car or how much money I got or anything else. I have a beautiful daughter in this world that's helping out a third world country, and she still says, I love you, Daddy. So I am the richest man. Your riches are not quantified by a bank account. Yes, we do want to live comfortable, and maybe we want to be flashy sometimes. Thank you. Yeah. We were raised Catholic and tried to come up through communion and confirmation and everything else. And then when I wrote the book about my memoirs, and I wanted to do a channel, spiritually based channel. But then I got into the gangster stories to try to uh, uh, show what was in the book, whatever was stated in the book. And then I just started getting focused on that. And then I had stories and everything else. And I got, the rest. The rest is history. But, you know, no, Mark, I live out toward Buffalo, bro. Yeah. I'm barred from Batavia Downs. Well, my time is up. I could go in and sign in, but I'm not even signing up. They could keep that dump. You got to write a letter to get back in. So my time was up last week. No, what is that? London? Loaders? What is that, Joe? I'm sweating like I'm being dirty. It's like in those movies when you're getting the detectives got you under a light. Where were you on December 20th, 1984? Geez, I can't remember, officer. Oh, France, no, I haven't been abroad. I can't find abroad and I ain't been abroad. So one of these days I'm going to go to Europe and I'm going to go to Italy, Sicily, God willing. And if I can afford it. Don't get me wrong. I just can't say, well, I'm just going to pick up and go here, go there, go here. I might not be able to afford it. I might not have enough gas in my car to make the county line, okay? There's no shame in my game, my great people. You know that. Honesty's the best policy. That's all. I don't put on any airs. Like I said, my daughter tells me I love her. She's successful. Those are where my riches rest. And Nikki, if you watch this, Daddy loves you. Daddy misses you. And that's that. I know, right, Mark? Batavia Downs, you barred me from hell. So you think I'm jonesing? Please let me back. Here, I can write you a letter and now I can get back in? Really, Satan? No. I'll leave hell alone what that Batavia Downs is. And yeah, man. That the history and everything. I don't know. I would like to do it on a bucket list, but I'm probably gonna need to find a rich lady. I'm gonna have to find a real rich friend. Then I'll say, honey, they say Italy's nice. Put the hints out there. Napolitano, Naples. But yeah, I always suggest travel. I travel around the States and I've been doing that for years, but I want to go on a cruise. We were going to go on a cruise before COVID, but then it all went crazy. And when we never did it again. But yeah, Vegas. I did a couple shorts when I was in the lobby, a couple of shorts, and then I was walking around downtown with a friend of mine that happened to be there at the same time. that was making a big football bet for who makes the playoffs and wins the division, and that was fun. I was just doing the, I was just holding my phone and walking, and then I did the fountain, Bellagio fountain, whatever. It got views, and what are you gonna do? Being out in the streets gets more views, and I gotta do, as I evolve a little more, uh, you know, yeah, man, if I had the money, and in my time when I hustled, I had good amounts of money and everything, but I had a daughter also, and I had to concentrate on that, do the best I can. I'm lucky that I had a supporting cast of my daughter's mother and her family and everything like that, because I wasn't perfect. And I appreciate that to the bottom of my heart. I'm running around wild and they're holding down the fort. Yes, and I provided the best I could, and the schooling, and I was there, pick school and all their events. I was able to do that. But of course, you can't, you have a child and then they need schooling, they need vacation, they need, it's just money, and that's fine. I would do it no other way. I would want my child to have a great childhood and adolescence and everything else. I would want that. That's priceless. So, and then if you get lump sums of money, we squandered a lot of money. We squandered money, just squandered it. I was trying to buy $1,000 suits. That's silly. Them guys one time, well, my cousin got out of a federal pen and was down in New York, in Queens, and I was trying to look good, and and we got talking, and there was some family members there of whatever crime family who was mixed. It was a hodgepodge, and they gave me some clothes. We were the same build, and then they were all this stuff, and I was like, they're like, I was like, geez, do I look a little? I don't look good enough. No, they all want to wear these suits and everything, and you can't. It's like you wear a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Like, I'm not a made member, so I'm not wearing a suit. Okay, I'm an errand boy. I got the errand boy uniform on. Okay, but I look good once in a while, and if there was something going on, and they tell you, hey, look, I was young, I looked good, and I look better than all of them in a suit. I think I did. Those guys were all good looking guys and everything. Jeez. Even the craziest serial killers were handsome or not. I don't know. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Am I superficial about that? I don't. I gotta ask myself. But yeah, that was interesting. But I don't have any money left. I don't have any money left. It came and goes so fast. Yeah, these guys made huge scores and they gambled. I gambled, and we gamble. You just blow the money. You blow the money. I'm glad I handled my personal business, family business. But then it's just like, well, I got this extra money and go to the racetrack and blow it. I like to go to New York City and the Meadowlands racetrack and Belmont, go down there, take a road trip and do that and see some friends if it was uh, possible. Yeah, I wasn't made. I wasn't made into a family, and at one point in time, they wanted me to do something in New York, and my godfather at the time, uh, he had clout, and I told him, I'm done. I'm gonna go find another occupation. I'm not selling any steel in the office. It turned into a freaking circus, the office, and who was coming and going. And I thought I was going to start off with a legitimate job. I'm college educated, business educated, many degrees. And then it turned into this other life. And I wanted to get back to my square roots. And I was going to move to New York. I was born in Brooklyn. And I was going to move down there. And I says, no, you know what? And I was younger, and I had half a temper where you got to follow rules around these guys. And if somebody's talking shit to you, you can't talk back. And I got in trouble a couple of times when I did. So I didn't trust myself to be around these guys. And then sometimes they drink or just on their own, they'll talk shit to you. And you can't just say, take your gun off, let's go in the woods. If you beat my ass, you beat my ass. You just can't say that like you will in the streets. You know, that's breaking the rules. So I got sick of it, and I didn't trust myself to bow down when somebody's insulting you. No. Even though I was told from my godfather, no, ain't nobody gonna talk any more shit to you, because there was a couple other incidences that happened, and I got in hot water, and there were some bad actors in the falls. My brother Jimmy's been there. Jimmy, I'm still on. I was signing off, but my people came in, so I'm talking to these good people. I was signing off with the kings and queens. But yeah, so I didn't trust myself. Yeah. Like I told the guy talking shit, I told him, take your gun off, let's put some gym shorts on, and let's go to the woods. You're gonna have to beat my ass every day. And then that was the wrong thing to say. Then when my godfather found out in Brooklyn, and I was going down there, and I was really nervous and everything, and I was saying, I can't do these things anymore, and well, those guys are picking on me, and if I talk shit back to them, then they're gonna hit me. No, so he squashed all that. He squashed that. I heard him face to face just tell a guy, anything ever happens to him, and I'll leave it at that. I mean, that's that. But a lot of the guys were likable guys, just like friendly guys. But then you could only be so friendly, because there was a guy I thought I could mess around with. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, no. It don't matter if you just met them 2 years ago or if you were in first grade with them. It don't matter. It don't matter. So who needs that kind of life? I don't need that life. I don't need it. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not a tough guy. I'll stick up for myself and defend myself the best I could. But they use guns. They use guns. I don't use guns. Yeah. And then they started wondering how much information I had, and would I, would JoJo under pressure buckle? And then it got into a psychological warfare thing and all of that crazy stuff. James has been all over the world. I can't make the county line. What happened to me? The The heck happened to me? I got left behind in the dust. Oh, Lord have mercy. Thank you, Jesus. There was a guy on the bus. I used to take a bus from my town to Buffalo to go to the races, and then I catch the midnight back to Batavia. There was a guy, it would only be me and him on the late bus coming home. And for 35 miles, he would just say, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus," all the way home. And I'd be back there pissing my pants and laughing. And I mean, I shouldn't have been laughing. I think he had some issues or something, but dang, he was thankful to Jesus. He just said it every trip. And I would see the bus driver once in a while outside before the bus left. I'd say, "What about that guy every night?" Oh, he sits right behind him. He would sit right behind the bus driver. "Thank you, Jesus." And then there'd be like a minute pause. It'd be like, "Oh, good, he's all done. Thank you, Jesus." He'd start right back up. What the heck? I'm in the back row, the back seat, because I don't know if this guy's stable or not. And he might come back running at me, ready to do something crazy. But he was cool. He was harmless. He just kept saying that same chant the whole way. So I'm talking about all kinds of stuff here. You guys are talking about Italy. You guys are in London. You guys are all over the place. I'm in a small town here. Somebody get me a passport. I got a passport just to get through customs and all that. But I'll make a couple moves. If it happens, it happens. If it happens, it happens. So, I'm sweating. You think it's easy, folks? I just like to have fun. But I'm getting away from the gangster stories. I'm not bashing Mike anymore. He's a good man. He's a good Christian man. And I don't know what the truth is. I'll admit it. I don't know what the truth is to say he was lying or not. I lean towards Sammy the Bull. Everything out of his mouth. That's my opinion. I might be right. I might be wrong. But as far as Sammy the Bull is concerned, he dates back to being a rat more than the people know. He's just whatever. He's reading that bullshit off a prompter, and it's just production now. It's just production. That's all. And people that were around during those times know that those stories are just bull crap. Yeah. I want to get out. I don't have a regular camera, the sophisticated camera to take out in the streets and then upload the videos to my channel. But I'll use my phone in the meantime, and I'll get out in the mix, and whatever I see that might be interesting or entertaining or whatnot, I'll get them right on the spot. I wouldn't mind talking to some gang members in the city if they would allow me to. You just can't go up there, let them put a mask on and then just get some of their insights. I wouldn't mind doing that. Gang members. And what's their structure? Those gang members, they got a structure, a hierarchy of, the workers, the managers, the top brass and everything. Hey, James. How you doing, paisano? James Niagara. James Niagara, you're from the Falls crew? What a coincidence. But I've been rambling on, folks, for a spell. We've talked about a lot of things. I thought I was signing off about 39 minutes ago, but I sit here alone and I got company. So I'm not going to be rude. I'm alone a lot of times, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're lonely. But then again, I'm very receptive if I have company. So maybe I'm lonely. All right. So yeah, I don't want to. I saw the I saw the video of Mike Franzese and Jeff Lawton, the genius jewel thief, and it was very, very interesting. And I just realized just how much of a good guy Mike Franzese is. And no, there's a debate on channels. Does the mafia exist, and everything like that under the sun? What would you say? The mafia, the only mafia that exists would only be in a loan sharking capacity. The government runs all the rackets. The government runs the casinos. The government runs the numbers. The government runs bank loans. The government runs it all now. How would the mafia make their money? The mafia is not shaking down unions for that. Those days are gone. Go try to shake down somebody and extort somebody, and the FBI will come and give you 20 years before you say goodnight. Those days are over. You see that stuff about Gotti in New York, and that they're trying to perpetuate that life because they don't want to say that life is dead. If you were true blue and you were running records, you'd want to say it's dead. And stay in the bushes. So it's all bullcrap. What are you anybody, forget about the mafia. How would anybody make any kind of money to have a boss, a underboss, a captain, soldiers, associates? How would you pay these people off? The mafia is dead. And if anybody tells you any different, they're not being honest, or they just got bad information in their mind. The government picked up on all that. Forget about what words come out of my mouth. Just interpret the information for yourselves. Forget about what a cup of JoJo says. Is there lotto? Yes, 7 days a week. Are there casinos? They're sprouting up like weeds everywhere. There's numbers. Yeah. Who was that? What, Jimmy? Was that Jimmy Lawton, Joe? Or Jeff Lawton? He wasn't an actual Italian. But he operated with a couple families because he had big expenses. He robbed millions and millions of dollars in jewelry. And that guy is a very likable guy. Oh, that guy. Oh, no, that's not him. I'm talking about another guy. Jimmy Frediano. But a lot of the guys changed their lives around, and a lot of people are still trying to perpetuate that. And there's a lot of sensationalism and channels. These people are trying to get views. They're trying to keep the interest for blood and guts and everything. And I could do that to the end of time, but I don't want to. You know why? Because the family suffered. I try to be a Christian as much as I can. And I'm not a good Christian. Even though I read the devotions every day, I fall short. But you know what? Some things are left sacred. And to try to build a YouTube channel based on that stuff, I'll just keep whoever I got on YouTube. And keep my soul. And just keep my soul. And I feel bad about the things I said about Mike Franzese. I feel bad about it. whatever I saw or didn't see, or whatever was told to me or not told to me, I'm not the guy to do that. He's a good man. He's a good man. Everybody's jealous because he's got 1 million subscribers. Everybody's jealous because he ran that scheme for hundreds of millions of dollars. And, you know, everybody's jealous and envious of him. He was one of the sharpest gangsters that ever walked. And just jealous people, ex-people in the life that just, because they didn't get a piece of the money. That's all it comes down to. He's a good human being. Forget about organized crime. He's a good human being. And we got to walk away from that stuff and find other things of interest. He talks about different subject matters. And one thing, he's a great storyteller. He could tell a story about Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Wolves, and he'd get 100,000 views. He's just a good storyteller. So if you already have that personality and you already have that skill, yeah, mafia stories are interesting, but he's already got the skills to get viewers and subscribers. Yeah. You know, why did yeah. You know, some of these psychopaths would strangle and they would look in the guy's eyes. Now, I don't know if this stuff is legend. See, I'm honest with you, and you could interpret whatever I say however you want to interpret. But they would say they were strangling somebody face to face, and the guy's looking at them, and they say that they could see the soul depart from the person. Like, what? Because sometimes when people are strangled, it's, well, how would you know they're dead? Because you've heard stories about, oh, I thought I strangled him, but oh, geez, he regained consciousness or something. But some people might say, I was strangling him, and they saw his soul released from his body. It's like, what? And then you'd know he was dead. I'm like, geez. Hey, there's the real Cup of Joe. Now, who are you? I just do a channel over here. I've been on the organized crime thing from experience, but my channel is not an organized crime channel. I do spiritual readings from the Jesus Calling, and I'm gonna do some new content. The real Cup of Joe. I'm just a cup of JoJo, and my glass is 3/4 empty. I'm running out of content. But I got 70 subscribers, Joe, the Cup of Joe. And I'm surprised I got that. So what's in a name? The name of your channel. Your content makes your channel. Your name doesn't make your channel. Your content makes your channel. So however you provide that to your viewers and potential subscribers, that's your business. So that's a little marketing. But this is just a hodgepodge video. I told a little story about Mike Franzese, you know, the big visual guy and everything. And back in the day, I was an errand boy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not going to be a mafia story channel. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be a one-trick pony, because I'm not going to bash him or Sammy the Bull or anything like that. Yeah, Joe, but that's what they used to say. And I don't know if they were just trying to glamorize it or make it more scarier or interesting or anything like that. But you know. But you heard about some people got strangled, and they revived, whether it was outside of organized crime or just a lot of people out there doing crimes. Just not. How do you go home and eat and put your head on a pillow? Well, some could handle it and some get post-traumatic stress afterwards. And a lot of them handle it in a lot of different ways, like a soldier at war, traditional war. Yeah. And whatever capacity you're in, mafia, just you doing things out in the world. And if you came across some crazy stuff, you're going to have to process stress and maybe depression. But I didn't have it in me, Joe. No, me either. Me either. You know, to just make a decision, because you got to either just turn to be a callous psychopathic killer with no soul, or the opposite. No, I wasn't raised that way. My mother right there didn't raise me that way. We were taught to be good people in the world, and you know, we were molded in a certain way. And my grandfather, her father, we were taught that way. And then when I started going astray into all that stuff, it was like, nah, you know what? I'm Lee. I'm done. I didn't sign up for this. I was out of college. I was going to sell steel, and then one errand led to another errand, and then all of a sudden you're involved with these maniacs. That ain't me. I'm not a tough guy. But money was the lure. No kidding. Money was the lure. And half the time they were gypping me on that. Half the time they were screwing me over on that. And I didn't really know and understand the whole picture of it. And there was a target on my back. And it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Too many unknowns. Too many crazies running around. Bye-bye. That's it for me. I'm going to go back and lead a normal life. I was a nobody, but it was still stressful because you can't be around people that think like that. You just can't. You don't know what they're thinking. I could read people into a good. I could read people real good, but you can only go so far. You can't read those people. You can't read them. So, hey, Jojo, let's go have an ice cream, or let's go over here, and you're in the car, and I'm driving the car, and I'm wondering. Then you're getting paranoid. And it's just like, well, turn here. And I'm wondering, well, why does he want me to make a turn here? The ice cream shop's over there. Well, I got to go see if Sally's over here. I was like, Sally don't live over there. Well, here, take a left. No, wait a minute. And he's going, what are you worried about? What are you worried about? I said, I don't feel comfortable, bro. Oh, don't be a pansy. Don't be what. Okay. And I know the guy's a psychopathic serial killer. And now he's getting aggravated at me because he knows I'm nervous. We're taking all these turns. He's got me on a wild goose chase. And it's like, then the guy pulls out a gun that he was hiding in a bag under the passenger seat of my car. I'm riding around all over the place. I don't even realize the guy hid a gun in my car. What? What's going on here? He pulls it out and says, well, this is where it all ends. He goes, oh, no, I forgot I left the gun in your car. I've been riding around for a month with the gun. Well, you don't lock your car when it's at the club, and I put it there one night to keep it safe. Whatever. I said, geez, thanks a lot, bro. But I can't really get that pissed off and stuff because now he's got 3 guns. I'm like, well, all right, sorry I got nervous, and where do you want to go? Let me drop you off. Let me get this guy out of my car. Let me get him out, Sometimes they're drunk. and everything else. I'll be right back. 1 second. Hang in there. This is a Bush League channel. It's Bush League. It's Bush League, folks. You see how I disappeared? First you see them, then they disappear. Well, that's what happens. I mean, but I was scared. I didn't like having any of those guys in my car. And sometimes after poker games and stuff like that, I'd help out and try to earn a couple extra dollars. And then you got to give some of these guys a ride home, and they're half in the bag with alcohol, and they're talking shit. And you're just going, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Oh, really? That happened? Oh, yeah. You know, you're just kissing ass all the way till you get this guy out of your car. You want to see your future? Show me your friends. That's what they say. Yeah. That's where your future is. You can always tell a lot about people by the people they hang around with. So you don't want to be stupid because you're running around just for $1 and you got to put up with that kind of life. But I do have to say, some of them are good family men, kissing their children, providing. Some of them did have good parenting skills and things like that. But then if you get killed and go to jail, then it crumbles. The wife's husband is gone. The children don't have their father. And then if they get whacked, then it's just like, it's no good. There's no glamour in it. YouTube's going crazy about all these gangs. There's no glamour in that shit. I had a couple grieving wives, and I didn't really know what happened to some people, and I wasn't privileged to information. And they're, you know what happened. Where is he? They said he ran. I don't know what the hell happened. And there's children crying, the wife crying. It's like, I don't know. And they ain't going to the club asking any of them. But sometimes if somebody got whacked, they'd give money to the family. Some crime families did that. For, whatever reasons, they all got their omerta and their reasons. But a lot of times they got hit and they might give the wife $100,000. Or sometimes if the husband goes to prison for an extended stay, they might get $50,000. But that had changed over the years, and it was like, you're on your own. He's dead. He's in prison. Well, who cares? That's tough luck. You've been living good on vacations and diamonds and furs for all that time. Well, the bottom fell out. Sorry, Sally. That's the life. Have a nice life. We don't know where he is. He's gone. Yeah. There was a guy one night that had all his money out all over the car seat and everything else. And I didn't know if he was trying to set me up to see if I would take the money, because he was really drunk, pass out drunk. And he was counting these stacks of money, pulling them out of everywhere. And I'm driving, and he's got me driving him around because he's got 5 girlfriends at 5 different houses. And it's just like, they're all asleep. And so make a long story short, a lot of that money ended up in my pocket. And I dropped him off. He went knocking on the door and whatever. And I took off. Whatever happened, happens. And I thought, a couple of days later, back at the club, they're going to say, where's my money? Where's my money? What about this? What about that? Well, whoever that whore was, or wherever you ended up that night, wherever you passed out that night, they probably picked your pocket. But they more or less that nobody knew for sure. The boss, Sam, said, if you didn't get anything, I'd be disappointed. in you. If you didn't take a couple dollars from him that night, we'll leave it at that. I'd be disappointed in you. I said, he ain't never getting in my car again. But, at sometimes I felt like I wasn't being appreciated enough. And then they made me do things I didn't know about and put me in situations. And I was like, you know what? They got their guard down. Well, let me get a little back pay. Let me get a little back pay. You got your guard down? Well, sorry about your luck. That's all. That's how it went. The mafia code and the mafia rules was gone the late 70s. Rudolph Giuliani, the RICO. The feds destroyed the mafia. And that was that. And that's when everybody started ratting. They're handing out 20-year sentences if you were just talking to somebody or on a tape with somebody or whatever. People were like, wow, it was a different generation. You see, the 50s and the 60s, where they were more loyal, they didn't rat, they didn't talk to the feds. Well, their children were visiting those elders in prison. So when they got shook down, it's common sense that they might have thought, you know what, I'm not going to go do 30 years like Dad or Uncle Pete. I'm not going to go do 30 years. And who knows, somebody might be ratting on me. So you know what? I got to play ball, they're saying. So they're playing ball. Because 20 years, if you're 25 years old or 30 years, 20 years is all your young life. You're going to get out when you're 50, 60 years old. So it's either that or give them some information. Well, they were handing out information like candy on Halloween night. So that's all there is to it. So the whole ball game changed. The mafia is dead. Like you said, that old, loyal, the whole platform of it, and all the rules, that all changed. Them guys were robbing the boss. The boss was going to retire, and everybody was doing hustles. People, you see on YouTube, they had to hand some money up to the boss. You did a racket, you did a scheme. You got to hand that money up to the boss. Jeez. They weren't handing most of that money up to the boss. You could believe what you want on YouTube. They weren't handling that money. Mm-mm. They were doing side deals every which way but upside down, and they were filling their pockets. And they weren't just going, "Hey Sam, look, I earned this the other day. Here's 10,000." No. The boss was going to be retiring. He was in his 70s. He had millions stashed, who God only knows where. So he didn't need another 10,000 anyways. So the earners were pocketing. You don't see that on YouTube because they want to portray this certain loyal type of narrative. No. A thinking person could probably figure that out on their own. I don't need to tell them that. A thinking person could just maybe come to that reasoning. So I think the phony cup of Joe left. Nah, I shouldn't talk smack. If you're the real cup of Joe, what's a fake cup of Joe? If you're the real cup of Joe, what's the fake cup of Joe? I'm just a cup of JoJo, and you never know what's in the cup. It's not going to be gangster stories anymore. It's going to be different subjects. That's all. That's what my cup of JoJo is. So Joe, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, the real cup of, and I appreciate it. I like talking to you guys. You're cool cats. smart guys, and I like talking to you guys, and I'm not a tough guy. I try to lift people up the best I can, and if I get viewers and subscribers, I get them. If not, I'm still gonna have a blessed day. So that's that. I appreciate you guys talking to me and hanging out with me on a uneventful evening that I enjoyed a lot. So that's that. Be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Oh yeah, I seen all those zombies running around, Joe. They're on that drug and they're running around like zombies. They're standing there. It's flesh-eating stuff and everything else. Holy Toledo. I can't remember the name of the park, but I've seen the documentaries on that. Yeah, I've seen that. They're standing in place. They're whacked out. They're sitting. They're just zombified. It's eating their flesh away. And, stay off of drugs, folks. I overdosed on that shit 10 years ago. I was dead. I came back to life. And I'm going to try to be spiritual for the rest of my life. There's a lot of reasons to do drugs or phony reasons, but there's a lot of reasons to be yourself and enjoy yourself because, that's not the answer. That's sweeping, you're just sweeping dirt under the carpet. If you got depression, you got mental health issues and things like that, you can get through those things without any substances. So, yeah, Joe, that's crazy what they're doing down there. That is crazy. Blocks and blocks and blocks. The businesses, it's like a third world country. And nobody messes with them. They have their own world. And you even see the police sitting on the corners, and it's just like they don't mess with it. Zombies. So that's that. I'm gonna sign off. Thank you, Joe, and everybody else, and Mark, and Leon, and everybody else that come in and supported me and talked with me and everything. So thank you. I got 70 subscribers. I could have never imagined that happened in 3 or 4 months. So I really appreciate that. And it's nice to communicate with people and have something to talk about. And it's good mental health. I feel good. I feel good about that. So be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Don't get depressed. You can work it out. So I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Joe. And I'll see you next time. And I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So stay great and don't give up. You're going to get there. You're going to be great. You're already great. And if you don't know it, I'm going to tell you you're already great, folks. So I'll see you tomorrow. And it's not going to be a gangster story. All right. Take care.